only the international humanitarian organization Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, were warning of the seriousness of the outbreak. But at the time, no one was heeding the warnings, neither the local government nor the international community. Since then, the Ebola virus has ravaged this part of West Africa. There have been nearly 27,000 reported cases and over 8,000 reported deaths. Disgracefully, but sadly, not surprisingly, it took a couple of incidents affecting the United Kingdom, the United States, and Spain before the rest of the world woke up to the danger and help started to arrive in sufficient numbers, financially and logistically. As at the beginning of 2015, there had been 9,700 cases and 2,557 deaths, including 221 healthcare workers who are in the forefront of the effort to combat the disease.
My name is Abdul Kandeh Turay. I'm a Sierra Leonean journalist and at the same time a social worker. I live at Tondail, Isimes, where the first Ebola maternity treatment center was built. It all happened at a time when I was the senior correspondent of the Global Times newspaper. I really want to have an interview with some of the MSF Spain officials who were behind the establishment of this historic Ebola treatment center.
I was referred
to the communications officer, who happens to be Kimbona.
I first met with Kimbona, Médecins Sans Frontières MSF communications officer at the Prince of Wales POW Ebola Treatment Center west of the capital city, Freetown, for an exclusive interview.
Hi, my name is Kimbana. I'm a communications officer for MSF. We are here at MSF's Ebola Treatment Center, Freetown. This center has 100 beds total, 30 for suspects, 70 for treatment, and currently has over 50 patients in admission.
Can you tell us now about MSF?
Sure. MSF is an international humanitarian organization. Our goal is to provide medical care for those who are affected by natural disasters, warfare, or any sort of health catastrophes.
Tell me about your family.
My family?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a younger brother and a younger sister. They're in the United States, and I have a wide family who lives there. About 50 relatives.
So how is your family feeling that you are far away from them, working in Sierra Leone, in an Ebola crisis country?
I think they certainly miss me. I miss them.
Okay.
But they understand why I'm here.
Okay.
And I think that they're very happy that there is this effort taking place. They see the need and they have a heart for the people here as well.
So you're working at MSF as what?
As a communications officer.
As the communication officer. For how long have you been in this job?
I've been here in Sierra Leone doing this for 6 weeks.
But before Sierra Leone?
I work as a researcher for MSF and have been doing that for 2.5 years.
Okay, where?
Based in Geneva and then in the US.
She had just been in the job for less than 6 weeks in Sierra Leone when I caught up with her. She right away took me on a conducted tour.
So here is the entrance.
This is the entrance.
Yep, we have patients who are entering here. We also have the ambulances. We also have families. So this is a holding and a treatment center, so we accept both walk-ins and referrals. So we can have ambulance coming from the community, ambulance coming from holding centers, or people walking in however they choose to do so. This right here is the visitors area. So if someone meets the case definition, they walk into this area. This is called the high-risk zone.
Okay, this is the high-risk zone.
Yeah, so this is why we have people who are in full PPE here. You see on the other side, that is the low-risk zone. That is why they are not in PPE. Once the patient walks in here, we have 30 rooms that are individual rooms. For suspect patients. The reason we have individual rooms is to provide additional infection prevention and control.
That's good.
So we have patients who have their own bed, their own bucket of water, their own ways of just maintaining that isolation as they await their test results. So these are all referrals from, so when someone calls 117, 117 would send people. Because there's already a structure operating.
I can understand.
And so we're going to walk the path that a family member would take.
No problem.
So if they're coming to visit their family members in the suspect area, they would come with a health promoter who has explained to them the illness, has told them what is safe, and then they come over here and they see their family. So again, this is the high-risk area right here. Family members are here. This is where patients are. If they're walking, you can refer here, where they're walking in from their community. So as you can see, it's a very large area. The reason it is so large is because we want to provide quite a bit of space between patients, because at this point, we don't know who is a suspect and who actually has Ebola. So we really want to protect people from each other. The triage is just there at the end of this waiting area. At the triage, every patient is evaluated by a doctor, by a DSO, District Surveillance Officer. There's also a health promoter there. So they're speaking to this lady now. They're assessing whether or not she meets the case definition. If she does not, they give her a certificate, just in general. You can see that between each person, these are our hygienists.
Hygienists.
They are cleaning the area every single time to allow for protection for the patients and keeping the area clean, sanitized, and healthy for people today.
I can understand. That's good.
Can keep walking then. So that's why they're squaring. And you can see in this triage area, you see there's a number of people here. And they're part of the team that makes the evaluation. Should this person. So that's right in here. So this is the confirmed area. And you see this corridor.
I'm seeing it.
And so people in just their scrubs can come and they can view the patient, see how they're doing, make assessments. This is where people are on IV as they need it. And if you see that person in blue, that person is a caretaker. It's one of our survivors.
So
we, like you had said before, survivors play a crucial role, particularly in serving as caretakers for the children. Because these kids need a lot of attention. They need to be fed. They need to be washed. And many times it's our caretakers. And there are 3 different ways that we pipe the water in. We have an area where we mix the water with chlorine, and then we're pumping it through. So the red tap is 0.5% chlorine, and this is used for washing buckets It's used for washing any materials. It's used for washing the very thick gloves.
Okay.
So it's quite strong.
So what about the blue?
The blue is for drinking water.
For drinking.
And it's safe to drink for people.
It's really safe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And the yellow is 0.05%.
0.05.
And so that's used for washing hands.
For washing hands.
So every single one of these rooms has 0.05%.
So what are those access in this facility here? What are those access in it? Is this for the patients or the workers or it's open to everybody working here?
The hygienists are largely using this because the patients already have both water and a place to wash their hands.
Okay.
But this is just so you can see what the system looks like.
Okay, that's good.
Members come here to visit them. We have a movie night.
Okay, a movie.
Yeah, we try and do a movie. Try and do it most nights.
Okay.
So when it gets dark, we'll project a movie onto the screen.
For the patients.
The patients come and they watch. Last night there were 9
Okay.
patients who were well enough to come off and we watched the Susu. So they say what movies they want to see.
Okay, that's good. At least it's way of at least to entertain them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And they also provide support to each other. They encourage each other. We have cell phones inside the high-risk area, so they can call their families.
They can call their family.
Can call
But
them.
what about their own private phones? Are they not allowed to keep their private phones
They're
with
allowed
them?
to bring them. The only problem is nothing comes out of the high-risk zone.
Okay, nothing comes out.
So then people will lose their cell phone when they're discharged as survivors.
Wow.
Yeah, because when you're talking IPC, when you're talking a disease like Ebola, absolutely, we really have to take every precaution we can to protect people.
Actually, it's very important.
Yeah.
MSF opens maternity Ebola treatment center. Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF Spain, officially opened the first maternity Ebola treatment center at the Methodist Boys High School, MDHS in TC, east of Freetown, according to the MSF head of mission, Marcus Bachman.
Good morning, the representatives of the Boys Methodist High School and all the stakeholders, all the community representatives of Kitty. The MSF Ebola Treatment Center and Maternity Ebola Treatment Center we are officially opening today is the latest in a series of MSF built and run operated Ebola treatment centers in Sierra Leone. Maternity Ebola Treatment Center in Kisi is the first center dedicated to maternal Ebola cases. It's the first in the world. It's the first in Sierra Leone, and it's of course first here in Kisi. So you can be very proud because you are now accommodating your housing a center which has never in this time existed before in this world.
We are coordinating this project, but this project is a Kisi project. Okay, this team is mainly formed by the community of Kisi. We are trying to give you our input, our resources, but it's the community of Kisi, the ones that are going to do the work here. And we are very surprised and we thank a lot the strength and the motivation that we have found within the community. There were 3 international staff from our team coordinating the construction, but I know that there were more than 300 people from the community working in the construction. It wouldn't have been possible without these people. Nowadays we have more than 120 people from Sierra Leone working in the center, and as we are growing every day, we will have more than 200. So I really want you to feel the center as yours. After this security buffer, so these two lines of orange fence is the patient area, that's the high risk. No patient, nothing will go out. So no object, nothing, and we will go out from the high risk to the low risk. Everything, all the waste we generate in the high risk is burned and is destroyed in the high risk. Like this, and the low risk area is for the area we use for the nursing station, the laundry, the store, okay, all the material that we need to support the work that we are performing in the high risk. For the moment, we have opened this side, that is the ETC, not maternity. Right? We admit pregnant women, but we have the maternity special treatment that we will open soon. Right? But we have this area that is for what you call here holding center. 2 and 2. And I don't know the numbers now. Yeah, we are growing little bit. The full capacity, yeah, this is 20 and 22, and then in the maternity maybe we will have 12 beds for suspected and another 18 or something for beds. There is space, yeah, in the back if we need to do an experiment. I think it's not, not a good idea. Also, because, not for the Ebola, because we are in the gray zone, but also movement and the construction work, so I think I don't feel very comfortable with a lot of people going around.
Edin J. Sambasun, head promoter for MSS at Methodist Boys High School, Kisi, Freetown, Sierra Leone to be specific. Ebola Maternity Treatment Center has been a challenging one. As you all know, when women are on labor, what are the efficacy of seeing the fluid coming out, and we knew very well people were scared of treating those people, and we saw it clear that when this Ebola Maternity Treatment Center was opened by MSS Spain, that again savaged the treatment, it savaged the death of pregnant women. Ebola, we all know, it is not like other sickness. It is something that actually has a link to the blood or the fluid that is coming from the infected person. Once somebody becomes infected of Ebola, especially the pregnant women, there is a tendency for it to infect those that are becoming close to when that individual is in the delivery stage. But the treatment center was unique. It has been the allowed one, and in the history of an Ebola context, the maternity Ebola treatment center at Methodist Boys High School, Kisi, Freetown, has been the first one.
It was the first Ebola treatment center. Besides, as we were told, it was the first Ebola maternity treatment center in the sub-region. So this was a feather in our cap as far as Kisi is concerned. And as a councillor of my community and